So I know I'm pretty late to the game, but I did pick up the DJI mic too, and I feel like it has saved my butt in many situations. I'll get into it. First thing that I noticed that I feel like nobody's talked about is the case. I feel like it's metal. Like, either that or really good feeling plastic, but I'm pretty sure it's metal, which everyone doesn't touch on. Like, this sitting in my bag and like banging around and whatnot, like, yes, my bag is padded, but like having it in a metal case makes me feel so much better. I thought it was plastic, which is one of my issues with the Osmo Pocket 3 is the little case you slide it in. It's plastic. Does it do a good job? Sure, but like half of it is still exposed. Like, it's, if I travel, and if you throw this in like a bag and TSA just throws it, you don't know if that's safe or not. If they throw this, like, nothing's happening, and that's a good peace of mind, and I really appreciate that. One thing I know is that people kind of gripe about, like, oh, like it has a cable. This cable's actually very robust. I don't know if you can tell, but you can bend it and it stays that way. Also, something that is little but nobody ever mentions, like, that's a really nice little feature because nothing's worse than having this just like bow the frick out. But if you can like twist it and bend it, now your cable's out of the way and you have nothing to worry about. So what we'll do right now is we'll move from the on-camera mic, which is the ZVE1, which honestly is pretty solid for what it is. Like, it kind of, in my opinion, if you're in a pinch and you're just wanting to vlog and whatnot, the internal mics do a pretty darn good job. So bravo, Sony, on that one. Right. Obviously now I have the microphone in hand, and this is the audio. I knocked down the internal like level gain to like 5, so that way the microphone and receiver are doing like most of the heavy lifting. To be honest with you, that's how it should be. And yeah, obviously this is how easy it is. And I do have the wire or digital adapter where you don't have to use a cable for the Sony coming in sometime today. So we'll be testing that as well. So you can hear how they all three sound versus each other and not just me yapping away into a microphone. And also, this is now with noise canceling on. And I'm not particularly fond of this feature. I feel like you could clean up the audio way better in post if you want to. And also, these tend to be a lot fuller sounding. I don't know what it is with the noise reduction. It just, I don't, it's doing something funky, and I'm not the biggest fan of it. I feel like you could do a much better job with the 32-bit float file and like Adobe Podcast with AI cleaning it up. So, just saying, you probably already have a Lightroom account. If not, just buy like the cheapest one. It comes with it. It's like free to use once you have an Adobe account thing. So do that. It's well worth it. Even if you buy like the cheapest like Lightroom plan, I think it's like 10 or 15 bucks. Like, do that. You'll thank yourself later. So while I do the rest of this little setup, yes, I did put the windscreen on. I don't know. I like it. I wish they were the black ones that like the Mini has. The main reason I didn't get the minis is because I do weddings, and having the 32-bit float on board backup has saved my butt so many times. Also, the fact that the receiver has like a built-in preset setting for the camera to make sure it sounds its absolute best is chef's kiss. Like, let's be honest, that's such a cool feature, and hands down, like, I'll take anything that'll make my camera gear or whatever audio sound better, easier. Yeah, done. Take my money, dog. I mean, they already did because I'm using them right now, but still, this is one feature that I thought was so good compared to the minis. The minis, Yes, they're more discreet, but I feel like they're directed way more towards, like, I don't want to say non-professionals, but like content creators or just normal vlogging and stuff like that, which you could still use these for. So if you are like me and you like creating content, or you need a professional mic as well, these, in my opinion, are the way to go. And I feel like they're like what, $100 or $150 more. They are well worth the price point so far. So, with that being said, let's swap to the analog thing so we can just take out the cable, because no one likes cables. But if you need one, you have one, I guess. All right, so we swapped lenses and just made pretty much, in my opinion, the perfect vlogging go-to little setup. I got the 20 to 40 on ZV-1. Note that if you do get the digital adapter or analog adapter thing, so you don't have to use a cable like I did, it will not fully connect if you use the full cage for the ZVE1. The cage over here somewhere is just like blocking it, which is a little frustrating because it's like so close, but it won't do it. And another thing to note is that all your audio controls on the ZVE1 will disappear. All your audio controls will then be through the little receiver, the DJI receiver, which is not a bad thing. It makes it much easier to kind of navigate everything when you're thinking audio, you're looking at a receiver, so I don't mind it. So hopefully this audio is much better. Now that we have this set up, which I'll show you in a second, or just overlay on top, we're going to go take it out and we're going to vlog for a little bit. I got to meet my buddy at the gym in like 4 or 5 hours, and I need to get sleep. So, yeah, let's do it. Oh. Jeez. Alright, so as you can see, this is kind of how I have my setup currently. It's just this little guy who hangs out on my dash. We flick him on, he turns on, he spins around. That's usually my quick little setup, and it's been working pretty well. Like, I'm not gonna lie, obviously it's very convenient because it's already set up and I can just flick it on and then boom, I'm ready to go. But it's just the quality between something like this and then something like this. You can't tell me the difference isn't noticeable. Like, it's very noticeable. This looks like an action camera, and then this just looks so much better. So, anyways, we gotta go because I'm gonna be late, per usual. So, we'll see you at the gym. Obviously, I gotta figure out a way to mount this camera in the car somewhere. Like, this angle isn't too bad, but obviously that's where the Osmo Pocket 3 wins convenience because it's tiny. It's, believe it or not, once this camera is like, the screen is folded back, it's honestly just 2 Osmo Pocket 3s stacked beside each other is how big this camera is, which is a little shocking because this is a full frame camera, so the quality is like much, much better. Alright, so obviously I didn't vlog in there or get any shots, but it's because it was more so of a personal like conversation between me and a friend, and so like I respect privacy and stuff like that. So yeah, not gonna record any of that. So right now we're going to go pick up a Publix order, and this is the audio right now. I have the air on,
All right, so we'll drive down the road so you guys can A, see how loud the Jeep actually normally is, and B, we'll run some audio tests to see how the noise canceling is versus me trying to do it in post. So let's see which is better. Okay, so this is test number 1. Right now is just typical road noise. This is with the air normally on. This is with the noise canceling, how it normally is. Or with no noise canceling, sorry. Then this is with noise canceling on. I know that there was an update, and I did update these, so it should be somewhat better. So let me know how that is. And then back to normal because we're fixing to head down the road. So this is typical road noise right now. This is how you would kind of hear. This is the noise reduction that I would do my best to kind of minimize the noise you currently hear. And then this should be the noise reduction. And this is how good the DJI mics do. And I do tend to project my voice a little bit more, so it has more of a fighting chance to kind of mitigate all the road noise and like wind and other cars driving around. Because I'll be honest, in my Jeep, it is very loud. It is very noisy. And it can get a little frustrating sometimes. So that's where I first discovered these mics, was with the Pocket 3. And using the mic, it did a fantastic job of like lowering all the noise to where you can actually hear what I'm saying and it not picking up every bump and car driving by that passes me and all that stuff. So that's enough rambling. Let's get back to the office and we'll end this video.
All right, so wrapping this video up, here are my, I'll say, 3 to 4 final conclusions. Number 1, definitely update these when you get them. The noise reduction sounds much better after the update. It kind of lets go of some of that weird like thinning that it does. It just makes the audio sound like this weird thin, it doesn't sound full. So if you buy these, definitely update. The noise reduction sounds much better if you don't know how to do that in post. Secondly, super handy. If you have a Sony, definitely buy the little receiver. It lets you use the better audio in camera. So you go from like a 16-bit channel to a 24-bit channel. So you do get better audio quality in your Sony camera as opposed to what's coming through the audio jack. You also get 48 hertz. So just the overall quality that goes into the camera just sounds much better. So definitely if you have a Sony camera, the little piece helps quite a bit. And thirdly, if you're a working professional and you like doing YouTube stuff like I do, these definitely are like dual purpose and just make it a little bit easier and more fun to kind of make content because you don't have to be stuck directly in front of the camera and you can be however far you need to be to get the shot. And that's kind of nice and convenient, especially during work. Maybe you want to use like a super telephoto during a wedding and have that audio go directly into that camera, like me. Super handy, really niche kind of way to use it, but super handy. So, anyways, with all that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.